And I'm still cameoing.
Yes, hello! And welcome to Off the Field and Screens. Chad and Mary Ruth go to the movies.
He's Chad.
And I'm Mary Ruth. No. And she's Mary Ruth. And this week we are talking about... What movie are we... What movie are we talking about? Ah!
My eyes! Well, Chad just blinded us.
Well,
a
man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Okay, Captain Hammer. We are talking today about The Running Man.
The Running Man. Believe it or not, this film is not about a marathon runner. What is it about?
It's about a dystopian universe in which a man tries to make money for his dying baby by going on a game show where he has to run for 30 days and be chased by assassins.
Right.
It's kind of like a dystopian version of that movie with Jake Johnson.
Right. Of course, it's based off of a 1980s Stephen King novel, which was adapted into a film in 1987, starring the Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Which I didn't know.
Yeah, she was shocked when he makes a little cameo in the movie.
Oh, yeah. I was like, is that Arnold on the money?
And it was, yeah.
And what was my first comment when we got out of there? Like, oh, that was kind of like a 2020s take on a not subtle 1980s sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, honey, this is a remake of a 1980s
Okay, for the
sci-fi
record,
movie.
I did not say, well, honey. I'm not that Southern. I'm not Southern.
At all.
No. I'm not going to make any jokes about that. All right. There were like 3 that came to mind, but I'm not going to say it. All right. So what did you like about The Running Man?
I liked the pace of the second and third acts, or I guess like the later acts.
Yeah.
I like the pacing of it. I like I'm buffering. Glenn Powell.
You said his name right.
It
You usually
did.
say Glenn Howerton.
It was completely different. Yes, Glenn Powell. I did get it right.
And they're different because of the implication.
I sat there and went back and forth. Howerton Powell.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I like him. I mean, I typically like things that he's in.
Yeah, he's kind of like in the last few years turned into like a box office guy.
Yeah, I think there was good world building.
There is good world building.
It was an interesting concept. I thought the acting was really good. I mean, Michael Cera was
The best part of the
movie.
best part of the movie. It's the best sequence. If you go see it, when Michael Cera shows up, you're like, the movie's about to go from good to great.
Yeah, and this is probably really niche, but I said this to Chad. I did a master's in cultural anthropology, and I went to school probably with like 3 Michael Cera's.
That
character. I mean, it's very niche, but I have to get the zines line or whatnot.
Yes.
I was like, I swear I've heard that said like with all seriousness in my master's program a few times.
Yeah.
It's a very niche reference though.
He played, I called him a backwoods Marxist fanatic named Elton Paracus.
Yeah, so like half my cohort.
Because like now we think of like people that are like, oh, we're the socialists, we're the Marxists. We think of very like academic people.
But it was very 80s and 70s.
Yeah, it felt like very like these people like
very like, independent.
Yeah, very like out in the woods, like borderline anarchy. And there's a line where he's like, I hope they do. I hope they show up. It's like, good God, please calm down.
Yeah.
I think, yes, I agree with you that the beginning of the movie was very like so-so. And I think it was like, because there was like a style to it, like the dialogue had a very specific thing that it was trying to do, and it felt at the beginning very awkward. And then once we were into the world, there were less lines like that, and it just felt more natural. I would be curious to go back and watch it again to see, did my ear just attune to like the cringy dialogue, or did it kind of smooth itself out as it went on? Because it was, for an audience, it's like, all right, it's time to jump into the deep end of this 80s arcade game dystopia, and there's not really a nuanced setup to the plot. We're just gonna jump in, and you're just gonna like enjoy it.
I wonder too, like, to me, that first scene when it opens and it's a very dramatic line, and he's staring out of a window at a grungy, like factory line.
Yeah.
And then and he's saying this line with super intensity, and I was like, so either this is bad dialogue, or this is purposeful, as almost kind of like a parody of 80s intense sci-fi movie dialogue. I don't think so, because the rest of the movie doesn't really. I guess some of the movie kind of has like maybe a bit of like a tongue-in-cheek thing, like the Michael Cera character. But if that was something they were trying to do at the beginning, they dropped it.
There's certainly parody to it.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it didn't feel like parody. It felt like an after school TV special type dialogue.
Well, to me, like it felt like someone trying to make fun of like those types of 80s dialogue and types of 80s monologue. Like, I mean, to me, like it felt like someone watched Terminator and was like, let me like make a parody of that.
Yeah.
Almost. But if it didn't carry through, so maybe they were just trying to do that dialogue and it didn't hit.
Yeah. Eventually, the kind of like jilted, like angry, the system lines started to be funny. Like, I think I'm sort of leaning towards it. Just the writing got better as it went on.
Okay, so that's what I was like. This has to be a parody, because he was like, "Why are you upset about, the nuclear the radiation exposure? Because you still had a kid." And later, like it was a little more crude than that, wasn't it? Or like the implication, like a bunch of men were exposed to radiation.
Yeah, they were like, "Your balls still work."
Yeah, and you're like, "Your balls still work. Like, why are you upset?" I'm like, this has to be like parody.
Why are you upset? Your balls work, don't they?
Well, maybe that's why his daughter was so sick. His genetic material was irrevocably damaged. What did I try to say?
Sometimes
damaged.
It was like, my daughter.
The baby's like,
and
coughing, and they're like, she's dying.
I do think, in something like this, I think could very quickly be like an atrocious, even as a parody.
Yeah.
But I think because Edgar Wright, who has a history of doing parody films, and also very eclectic. Like Shaun of the Dead, like a parody that he did, and then I think this one kind of, for me, lives somewhere between because it doesn't quite land comedically like Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
And it doesn't quite reach the dramatic heights of Last Night in Soho.
It's somewhere in between.
It's somewhere between those two things, and it has a lot of the highlights though of like the entertainment, the little bit of something to think about.
Oh, hear me out. In a triangle of Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, Last Night in Soho, this kind of lands in between it with like kind of like the fun action sequences of Shaun of the Dead.
It has like all of the. It's like the greatest hits of Edgar Wright.
Yeah, the saturation.
The color. I always think of with him.
Soho.
I think of color.
Yeah, with Last Night in Soho was like super colored, like super saturated. That's what I think about. And then it kind of has like the comedy of Scott Pilgrim, like kind of like
Well, in the action, kind of like fun action sequences that Edgar Wright has sometimes in his films. and like kind of the cool shots, like last night in Soho when they change who's in the dance, like
yes.
that type of stuff. I think is pretty cool.
Anytime that pops up, like that, how it's made pops up on my Instagram feed, I have to sit and watch it. It's good.
Yeah, I said the combination of color, comedy, and choreography. That's what makes a good Edgar Wright film. And this had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I'd want to talk about is I think that social critiques, like making fun of like capitalism, or in this sense, what this was a fascistic oligarchy that's kind of like a futuristic dystopia version of that, in kind of a la like I'm trying to think of like it's like, well, it's more Orwell though.
Yeah.
In terms of, because Orwell, and this is the most misunderstood author, getting kind of academic here, it's like the most misunderstood author, is he was not for communism, but he was not pro-capitalism.
Yes.
He was but he identified the problems with alternative solutions to capitalism in 1984. This, because that's kind of, it has a lot of those themes in it,
mm-hmm.
like the technology can hear you, they're controlling everything, the kind of the dystopian, because what it is that what they had in that movie was a fascistic oligarchy. They controlled everything. They had all the levers of power. They controlled the economy. They controlled the who has, the who has not, and like everything. It was kind of a huge, and this film was a critique of that. Similarly, in terms of the dangers of the marriage between big business and big government,
mm-hmm.
because if they do ever coalesce into that unholy union, I almost cursed. I will say we would be totally screwed, like the movie shows, because there's literally at that point, it's like literally nothing we could do.
You hungry?
I think so, yeah. Did you hear that? So, and the point of that is, I think it works with like the action-y and the parody. Parody is such an effective social critique tool, because it works. It's like we're hanging out, you're being amused, versus something like another Stephen King adaptation. The Long Walk feels like going to a sermon, and they're just telling you all the bad things, and you're like, oh my gosh, can you please hurry up? And they're like, are you going to convert to our cause? And you're like, I'm going to go now. So I think that in terms of that, it has literally it's the same plot. It's a contest for survival. It's in a dystopian future. But I think that this is a more effective social critique, because it's not just grinding and teeth gnashing and monologues of theory. It really is like absurdity and pointing out the ridiculousness. That sounds like a Harry Potter curse.
It is.
Ridiculous. Is it?
Ridiculous.
It was very creative of them to come up with that word and just change an accent mark. All right. What do you have to say to that?
I don't know. You just said a lot.
I think I monologued for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand your point that The Long Walk felt a little more preachery. I, as recorded on this podcast, liked The Long Walk, and I liked it more than this.
Oof. Yeah, that's
not
probably...
because in its comparison of like, I guess what you're saying about like the bad guy, and this felt a lot more flushed out, wasn't quite just as like faceless in one note. There are other reasons why I liked The Long Walk, so I will give you more. I will give you that. And I think also too, kind of playing off what you're saying, it in some way like played on kind of like these 80s and 70s stuff about like authoritarian governments.
Yeah.
And the fear of like the economy and the government combining, but also added in a like kind of like I was saying with the Hunger Games, kind of like adding in like a tinge of like our obsession as a culture with watching people fall apart on reality TV.
Yeah.
Or even like
Well, I thought it was
like social media, like
Yeah.
people like we got obsessed with Karen videos for a long
Yeah.
time and watching people like crash out in Karen videos.
Well, I think the phrase that I thought like encapsulated, and I think this is why it's a better film and a better social critique, is because it has a very specific thing that it's saying. It's not saying the general misery of authority. This film shows, and I think it happens. It's happening now with social media and reality TV, the monetization of misery.
Yeah,
like capitalism found a way. Yeah, and they're like, stop filming me. Like, we've found a way as a society to monetize people's misery for our enjoyment. And it's a little...
As someone who just binged 3 seasons of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I am sad to say that yes.
Yeah, it's the monetization of people's misery.
Oh, not just misery, like messiness. Like, my life is not messy, which I'm very thankful for. But sometimes you need a little drama in your life, and that's why I watch reality TV.
Yeah.
I don't watch it often.
And this takes it to, like, the absurdity of, like watching people get killed for your amusement.
Yes.
But, I mean, it is kind of the thing that we do. We watch, or even the entertainment of the bourgeoisie, like they make fun of the Kardashians pretty openly in this film. And it is like that thing that we just watch them be dumb and for our entertainment.
Yeah. And kind of like, I think in this sense too, there was like the poor people could watch these game shows and dream about moving up the social hierarchy, but also watch like the Americanos and dream about like, oh, what could I be if I was rich? Which I also kind of feel like reality TV of watching these rich people is probably a little bit of escapism as well. Like the daily grind. Again, very fortunate in our lives, but they're 40-hour work week can be like tough sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why it's a better, because it's like absurd and it's not real.
Yeah.
But
she's stretching. I think she might start barking here in a second.
It's only 3:30. It's not time for that thing yet. All right, I said a bad word.
Yeah, but it's getting dark.
Yeah, I think that in this too, the acting was pretty strong, particularly from a lot of the supporting cast. Josh Brolin, always good.
Love him as a villain.
I thought too, like
love to hate him.
Even like the creative, the guy that helps him that has like his secret underground reality show. He's the apostle.
Like, he's like I mean that's also kind of playing. I feel like on this like these 1970s counterculture. Yeah. Revolution type thing. It's like he's like a DJ, like a secret DJ or something.
Yeah, now it felt like the person that's like, you found the truth on YouTube, which is it. The video quality makes you think that that's the fake stuff, and the high quality makes you think that's the real stuff, which is an interesting critique. That is the quality of. What's the word I'm like? Is the production quality of something indicative of how truthful it is?
You're probably more likely to believe something that has a better, production quality. I think that's a good commentary too on like
because there's people
life today, but also if you think about it, like the zines for the truth, and the zines are physical media.
Yeah.
Unalterable if you think about it.
Yeah.
Versus the way they could alter the digital media.
Yeah, and that's like I think something too that is sort of true now with how quick they can edit something, how quick they can, like the deep fakes and this stuff, where it is really scary, where it feels like these dystopian novels of the 80s and, as far back as like the 1984, which is, what, in the 40s? No.
Yeah, 50s?
Yeah, 50s, I think.
So it's got to be post-World War II.
Yes. So, but the point is these things are feeling like, oh my gosh, I think they were written as like technologies that would allow them to have this, and now they're real technology, so it's kind of like...
Well, what was the guy using to do his little independent show? It was VHSs.
Yeah.
Again, analog, like print, analog, unalterable, the way that digital media, AI, and stuff can be used to like... I mean, I also, if you think, because that's not a point I thought about, if you think about like in the age we are in now, like, AI's getting, it's no longer like fairies. Like, look at the fingers when you're looking for AI, because AI, like, messes with the fingers a lot. Now, like, it's getting so good, it's like, you gotta catch, like, the 5 seconds where, like, something blurs out, or looking for someone removing the watermark.
Well, and I think the final, I guess, put on there is, like, the studios a few years ago tried to replace extras, background actors, with AI generated. They're gonna buy you once. It's almost like that technology even showing how irrelevant, like, people are that are trying to work their way up. Like, no, we'll just buy your image forever in perpetuity, and then you'll never work again.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I gotta make that last my whole life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's certainly interesting concept, and it was fun. It's not the best thing we've seen this year, but it definitely spurred some of the most...
Oh, God, why did you use that as the thumbnail, Chad? I'm blinking.
Well, it's still auto-generated one on YouTube.
It's terrible. Sorry.
All right. So where did this rank for you?
Oh, God, did I even rank it?
We've seen 39 new movies. I'll go first while you do your magic. This one was 17th for me out of 39.
Did you update your list?
Yeah, I put it as 17th out of 39.
I didn't know if you had updated the Google Doc.
What is that technically? Oh, you go ahead. That would put it between...
Together,
after Together, but before Naked Gun.
That makes sense to me. Oh, yeah, I think I did. Did I? No, I only have 38. Oh, Lord, where do I rank this? Okay, let's start here. Okay, I'm going to put it after Wolfman and before Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger is thematically very similar. Just takes a more absurd.
That's 21 for me, so pretty close.
Yeah, I think it's definitely so far in the upper half. You said 21?
Yeah, it's like solidly mid-tier.
It's like right in the middle. And I think for me, I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, so it kind of bumped it up for me.
I went in knowing, like, absolutely nothing. I just knew the concept of...
I need to get some food.
There. I knew the concept of man goes on show where he's hunted for money.
Yeah, that's about all I knew, too.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And especially with how rough the start was, the finish, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. So that's all we have for you this week. This will be coming out, I think, the day before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to our listener. We hope you have...
Hi, Mom.
I hope you have a wonderful holiday. If you like this, please listen, subscribe, follow. Check out offthefieldondscreen.com for more movie reviews, and follow the YouTube page for all of our review content in this format.
And our terrible thumbnails. I need to, like, start remembering when we're doing this so my hair's not wet.
Okay. We're trying to finish instead of continuing commentary. Thank you so much for listening. All right.
Your turn to...
Toodaloo!